Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi says the government is ready for discussion on all issues as per the direction of the chair. All-party meeting ahead of the budget session concludes. Enforcement Directorate questions RJD leader Tejashwi Prasad Yadav in connection with a job for land scam in Patna. India and Israel discuss regional security threat in West Asia. Tel Aviv expresses gratitude for New Delhi's support on the issue. Dense fog conditions to continue unabated in northern India for a couple of days more, says IMD. And in ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2024, the match between India and New Zealand is underway at Bloemfontein in South Africa. Ahead of the budget session of Parliament, the government today convened an all-party meeting to ensure the smooth functioning of both the houses. Talking to media after the meeting in New Delhi, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi said, "Government is ready for discussion on all issues as per the direction of the chair." He urged the opposition parties to cooperate with the government to ensure the smooth conduct of the businesses in both houses and not to bring placards. Talking to media after the meeting, Congress leader Mr. Tiwari said they raised the issues related to the alleged attack on the federal structure during the meeting. He also asked Congress and several opposition parties will raise the issues of unemployment, inflation and rising debt in the country during the upcoming interim budget session. Union Ministers Rajnath Singh, Piyush Goyal and Arjun Ram Meghwal, Congress leaders Pramod Tiwari and K. Suresh, TMC leaders Sudeep Bandyopadhyay and Sukhendu Shekhar Ray, JDU leaders Ramnath Thakur, DMK leader T.R. Balu, CPIM leader P.R. Natarajan, Shiv Sena leader Rahul Shewale, among others, attended the meeting. The budget session will begin tomorrow and will continue till the 9th of next month. The session will commence with the address of the President Draupadi Murmu. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present the interim union budget on Thursday. Enforcement Directorate ED is questioning former Deputy Chief Minister and RJD leader Tejashwi Prasad Yadav today in connection with the job for land scam in Patna. The interrogation started by ED officials around 11:30 a.m. at the Central Agency's Patna Regional Office. The Central Agency is investigating the case of money laundering on the basis of charge sheet filed by the CBI against Mr. Yadav in connection with the alleged land for job scam. ED had issued the summons to Mr. Yadav in this case on 19th of January. Agency had questioned RJD Chief Lalu Prasad for nearly 10 hours in the similar case yesterday. The alleged land for job scam is related to the period 2004 to 2009 when Lalu Prasad was the railway minister in the UPA government. It is alleged that during the period several people were appointed to Group D positions in various zones of the Indian Railways, and in return these people transferred the land as bribes to the family members of Lalu Prasad and his close associates. The Governor of Jharkhand, C.P. Radhakrishnan, today called the Chief Secretary, Home Secretary and DGP to Raj Bhavan to have an overview of the current political and administrative situation in the state. The Governor is holding a meeting with senior officials and taking cues on important aspects including law and order situation in the state. Meanwhile, prohibitory orders have been imposed from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. within a radius of 100 meters of Raj Bhavan, Chief Minister's residence in Ranchi, and the Regional Office and Enforcement Directorate. After the action initiated by ED on CM Soren, the ruling party MLAs have been asked by the Chief Minister's Secretariat to assemble in Ranchi for a high-level meeting of ruling party MLAs to be held today in Ranchi. Whereas the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, had an email to Enforcement Directorate provided the date on which he will be available for questioning in connection with money laundering case linked to the alleged land scam. According to the mail sent by the CM Secretariat to the Central Probe Agency, it was mentioned that the ED can question him in the case on January 31st. CM Soren also attacked ED for acting as per motivated political agenda to disrupt the functioning of the state government. He further said that ED's insistence to record my statement again or before January 31st, 2024 reeks of malice. On the contrary, the opposition party BJP has been demanding president's rule in the state, alleging the CM to be absconding since the last 45 hours. President Draupadi Murmu today nominated Satnam Singh Sandhu to Rajya Sabha. Mr. Sandhu is an edupreneur, philanthropist and founder, Chancellor of the Chandigarh University. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has welcomed the nomination of Mr. Sandhu to the Rajya Sabha. In a social media post, Mr. Dhankar said, Mr. Sandhu's rich work in community service and his passion towards education, innovation and learning will be big sources of strength for the Rajya Sabha. He wished him the very best for his tenure. BJP today said that after the complete debacle in the assembly elections and the disintegration of the so-called India alliance, the Congress party has become distraught. It said due to this bewilderment, the Congress party has started making objectionable statements. Briefing media in New Delhi, party spokesperson Sudhanshu Trivedi said, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has given a baseless statement. He said, irrespective of what Mr. Kharge says, the truth is that dynastic politics was continuing for years under the garb of democracy, and it has now been discarded by the voters totally.
Dynastic politics under the garb of democracy, which is continuing, which has been totally discarded by voter in the last election, now seems towards an eclipse, and the true emergence of true democracy is there in the offing, जिसमें भारत के सभी युवा और सभी मतदाता, जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है, भारत का गरीब, भारत का किसान, भारत की महिला और भारत का युवा अपनी शक्ति के साथ उभर कर सामने आ रहा है.
Mr. Trivedi said in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, the enlightened people of the country from north to south taught a lesson to those who were running monarchy in the name of democracy. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Israel has expressed its gratitude towards India for its friendship and support and discussed regional security threats, including the security of shipping and regional projects that connect India with West Asia. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz, in a social media post, said that he had good conversation with Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Katz said he expressed his gratitude for his friendship and support of Israel. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said that he discussed India's views, assessments and interests with Mr. Katz in this matter. The minister called the talks healthy and added they will stay in touch. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra has proven to be a boon and a panacea for its citizens, particularly the poor, who find it difficult to lead a living of comforts in their lives. The campaign held in the Kashmir Valley went on smoothly despite the inclement and chilly weather conditions. The people were seen quite enthusiastic and thronging the venues of the Sankalp Yatra and busy in getting information about various welfare schemes of the Government of India. The primary objective of this outreach initiative was to empower citizens of the country and encourage them to actively contribute to the country's development. To know more, let's listen to a Srinagar correspondent.
The PM Swanidhi scheme is a government initiative launched as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to provide affordable working capital loans to street vendors affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the beneficiaries of the PM Swanidhi scheme, hailing from Mutton Hamlet in Anantnag district, was all praise for Prime Minister Narendra Modi for providing benefits under the scheme.
आभारी हूँ मोदी जी का जो हमें इन स्कीमों से नवाज रहे हैं. पहले सर 10,000 का लोन दिया, बाद में 20,000 का लोन दिया, बाद में अब 50,000 का भी बोल रहे हैं. हमारा बिजनेस इतना डेवलप हो रहा है कि पूछो मत, और हमारा कारोबार भी बहुत बड़ा तरक्की कर रहा है.
The scheme is expected to provide a significant boost to the street vending sector in the Kashmir Valley and help street vendors overcome the economic challenges. Sunil Kohl, Akashvani News, Srinagar.
Russia's election commission has registered incumbent President Vladimir Putin as a candidate in the March presidential election. The formal registration of Mr. Putin by the Central Election Commission was carried out yesterday. This happened after his campaign filed more than 3 lakh voter signatures. Mr. Putin's campaign launched a signature collection drive after he expressed his intention to seek another term in office in December. Hungarian opposition parties submitted a motion yesterday calling for an extraordinary session of parliament on the 5th of February to ratify Sweden's application to join NATO. Hungary is the only country in the 31-member Atlantic Alliance yet to ratify Sweden's application. Sweden's NATO entry bid has been stranded in the Hungarian legislature since mid-2022 despite repeated pledges by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban to support it. Turkey completed its approval last week, some 20 months after Stockholm applied to join NATO following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Hungarian PM Orban, who has friendly relations with Russian President Vladimir Putin, despite Moscow's war in Ukraine, said last week that he would urge lawmakers to approve Sweden's accession at the first possible opportunity. But Parliamentary Speaker Laszlo Kova said there was no urgency for any extraordinary move to ratify Sweden's NATO accession and suggested that opposition attempts at an extra session would be likely to fail. Hungary's parliament is not currently in session, but NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg said last Friday he expected the assembly to ratify Sweden's accession at the end of February after it reconvenes. He has urged Hungarian PM to ratify Sweden's NATO accession.
Sweden's entry into NATO will make the whole alliance stronger. So I welcome this week's vote by the Grand National Assembly of Turkey to ratify Sweden's NATO membership. And I thank President Erdogan for his swift signature of the decision. I also welcome this week's clear message of support from Prime Minister Orban and his government. I look forward to Hungary's ratification as soon as the parliament reconvenes.
India Meteorological Department has forecast a warning that 3 western disturbances in quick succession are likely to affect northwest India to the next 1 week. IMD said under its influence, light to moderate rainfall and snowfall is very likely over Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Gilgit, Baltistan, Muzaffarabad, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand to the next 7 days. The weather agency further added isolated heavy rainfall and snowfall is also likely over Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh to the next 2 to 3 days. Scattered rainfall is very likely over Punjab, Chandigarh, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh to the next 2 days. IMD also said that isolated hailstorm is likely over sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim tomorrow. Delineating regarding the cold weather, IMD said that dense to very dense fog conditions will continue to grip North India for the next 2 to 3 days. Dense fog was observed earlier today in isolated pockets of Punjab, Haryana, northwest Rajasthan, east Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Bihar and Odisha. Visibility in Amritsar, Patiala, Ambala, Ganganagar and Varanasi was recorded at 25 meters, while Delhi recorded a visibility of 50 meters. We have a report.
Delhiites woke up to a thick blanket of fog today, significantly disrupting rail and air services as lower visibility grips the city. The minimum temperature recorded earlier today was 8.7 degrees Celsius. Commuters are facing challenging conditions as the dense fog casts a veil over the capital, causing widespread travel delays and disruptions. As per Northern Railways, 19 Delhi-bound trains are arriving late due to prevalence of dense fog. Several flight operations are also delayed at the Indira Gandhi International Airport due to low visibility. Air quality in Delhi was in very poor category this morning. Air quality index AQI was recorded at 353 at 12 noon today. Arpita Chaudhary for Akashvani News, Delhi.
In men's cricket, India were 47 for 1 in 8 overs against New Zealand in the Super 6 stage of the ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2024 at Bloemfontein in South Africa when reports last came in. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi says the government is ready for discussion on all issues as per the direction of the chair. All-party meeting ahead of budget session concludes. Enforcement Directorate questions RJD leader Tejashwi Prasad Yadav in connection with the job for land scam in Patna. India and Israel discuss regional security threat in West Asia. Tel Aviv expresses gratitude for New Delhi's support on the issue. Dense fog conditions to continue unabated in northern India for a couple of days more, says IMD. And in ICC Under 19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2024, the match between India and New Zealand is underway at Bloemfontein in South Africa. And with that, we end the midday news.
नमस्कार, दोपहर समाचार